Hi, grade 10. So this is for your reference, and this is also for the instruction of your main performance task. So your main performance task, grade 10, will be the persuasive essay. And when we say persuasive, it comes from the word persuade, which means to convince. And this is the main purpose of the persuasive essay, to convince. So let's proceed. What is a persuasive essay? So it is a piece of writing that intends to convince the readers to agree with a particular opinion or point of view. So that is the main purpose of the persuasive essay, to convince your readers to believe your own opinion. Let's proceed. So persuasive essay grade 10 is like selling. So you are selling your own argument when you write a persuasive essay. And this is one of the best ways to make others understand about your point of view, because nowadays you have access to displaying your point of view. This is the social media. So another best way to make others understand about your point of view is persuasive essay. So let's proceed. So how to write a persuasive essay? First is that you need to choose a subject or a subject matter. So in my example, again, this is for the sake of example only. So my subject is wearing uniform in school. And in choosing a subject, you need to choose one side of the argument. So you cannot be neutral about your argument. It's either there are only two sides, grade 10. It's either you agree or you do not agree. Okay? And in this case, my side of argument is that I think students should wear uniform. So what is the opposing side of this argument? Students should not wear uniform. Okay? S- Let me tell you something. So this is your performance task. And in choosing a subject, there are prohibited subjects. Subjects that I forbid you to choose. The first one is death penalty. Second is abortion. Third one is euthanasia. Number four is anything about religion. Okay? So this is forbidden because this will be against the belief of our institution. So um, by the way, grade 10, this euthanasia, it means mercy killing. Okay? So these subjects are forbidden. Let's proceed. After you have chosen your own subject matter, you need to research. And in researching, you need to gain knowledge about the subject. So look at the arguments that others made about your side. So you will look for articles, okay? Articles that supports your own side of argument. And after that, you need to look at the arguments of the opposing side. So in convincing others, it's not enough that you only know your side of the argument. You also need to look at the arguments of your opponent so that you can see both perspectives. And after that, when you already know both sides of the argument, you can now counter your opponent's argument on your paper. So let's go with the writing process. So the first thing that you need to write is the introduction. And what does the introduction consist? First, okay, it consists the thesis statement. And remember, the thesis statement is the most important part of your paper. Why? Because it contains your chosen side of argument. Okay? So how do we write a thesis statement? The first one, in the thesis statement, you need to include the subject. So what are you writing about? So I need to see that clearly, your subject matter. So if you are writing about school uniform, you should write there that the subject is school uniform. Next, conflict. Why are you writing about it? What is your motivation in writing about that issue? So I need to see that also. Because without motivation, okay, it would be senseless to write, okay? It would be nonsense to write a paper, a persuasive essay. Next, after that, you need to, okay? I need to see the opinion. Okay? So what is your opinion about the issue? Or what is your side of argument? Remember that we have discussed different types of claims. So you will make your own claim. What is your opinion about the issue? Let me give you an example of a thesis statement. Okay? Subject, wearing of school uniform. Conflict. Okay? So why did I write about wearing of school uniform? Wearing of school uniform has been an issue for a very long time. Others view it as a hindrance for students' freedom of expression, but others say that it prepares the student for the world they need to face someday. So that is my motivation. The clashing beliefs on wearing of school uniform. And after that, I will state my opinion. And grade 10, take note. The opinion should be stated clearly so that I can see what is your side. So this is my side. We should wear school uniform because it is more beneficial than disadvantageous, especially to the ones who are wearing it. So as you can see, as I have stated my opinion clearly, that my side is I agree in wearing school uniform. So let's proceed. Okay, let's go back first. So when you combine all of this, it will become the thesis statement. And after the thesis statement, we are still in the introduction. Okay? Before you can proceed with the next part, you need to add 3 sentences to the introduction. So what are those 3 sentences? Those 3 sentences is your 3 greatest argument, your 3 best argument. Why should we wear school uniform? First, it can give you pride for yourself. Second, it gives you a sense of belongingness. And third, you doesn't have to worry about the peer pressure when it comes to their clothes. So those are the 3 best arguments that I have researched. So after the introduction, we need to make the body. And grade 10, take note that the main purpose of the body is to support your thesis statement and your 3 best argument. Okay? Let's proceed. So it reflects the research that you have done. It includes about 5 sentences per paragraph, and combine your research from your own side and the opponent's side. Take note of this. The minimum sentences per paragraph in the body is 5. Okay? You cannot go 4 paragraphs. Okay? This is my example. So I have researched an argument that proves that wearing school uniform is beneficial. McManus 1987 states that uniforms can this is improve. Sorry, typographical error. The improve, okay? Improve academic achievement and reduce the focus on fashion contests. So this is one argument that sides with my own argument. And what have you noticed? It includes in-text citations. So remember our lesson in in-text citations because you need to cite the sources that you have or had researched about. Next, after the body, we have the conclusion. Okay? So what is the conclusion? It should restate your thesis statement. Next, it should highlight your 3 best arguments or your main points. So this is my example, okay? I just restated the thesis statement. Restatement is different from copying. You will not copy the thesis statement. You will restate it in a way that it should be emotionally striking to the readers. So that is the technique on how to write a conclusion. Why do we need to strike our readers emotionally? So that you can leave a lasting impression. Okay? After that, highlight your main points and you are done already. Okay? So let me summarize. So we have 3 main parts of the essay, persuasive essay. The introduction, which contains the thesis statement and your 3 best arguments. Next, your body contains reasons or evidence that contain your, evidence that supports your thesis statement. And it should be properly cited. The author should be properly cited. And lastly, we have the conclusion. And its main purpose is to, okay, strike the readers emotionally. Strike the readers' emotions. Okay? And in striking the readers' emotions, we will finally make them agree with our own opinion, or we hope so. Okay? So, let me tell you what will be the format of your persuasive essay. Let me just prepare my screen. So I am in my Microsoft Word and I have a blank document here. So listen carefully, this will be the format. So the first thing that you need to make is the title. Okay? And in making the title should be centered. Okay? So how do we center a text in Microsoft Word? You simply press Control E. Okay? Control plus E. Or you can just click this one. It means center align. Okay? So I will press Control E. After you have pressed Control E, remember that the font style should be Arial. So that I will have an easier time reading your work. So Arial. So remember, grade 10, that the font size for title is 14, and the font size for content is 12. So you need to change it. How do you change it? Here. Okay? Here. Okay? And then after that, okay, I will change to 14. So most of you will think of this title. Example, is wearing school uniform beneficial or disadvantageous? Okay? Then question mark. So grade 10, I just want to remind you that a title in question form is very cliche. It is very cliche. It means it is very old. Okay? Do not use that anymore. Think of a creative title. Okay? Creative title that will make me interested in your essay. Example, school uniform. School uniform prepares us for the future. Okay? Okay. So school uniform prepares us for the future. So this title is not a cliche anymore, because if the readers see the title, they would think, how would school uniform prepare us for the future? And sorry, prepare lang pala, okay? So they will be intrigued with the title, and that is what I need, to be intrigued by your title. After that, instead of pressing enter, okay, again, do not press enter. Do not press enter. You need to press shift enter, so that it will not skip a single line. So write by your first name and last name, comma, your grade level, dash, and then your section. Okay? So that is an example of a byline. So after that, press enter 2 times. 1, 2. Okay? And you will begin your introduction here. But it is still centered. You need to press Control L. Control L. So that it will go to the left. So Control L. 1, 2, Control L. And then after that, you will begin the first paragraph of your essay. Okay? So every paragraph, grade 10, should be indented. There is a term that we call indentation. Every paragraph should be indented. So how do we indent in Microsoft Word easily? Just press tab. Okay? That's the proper size for an indentation. So this is the introduction. So the introduction consists the thesis statement and the 3 best arguments. So it should be minimum of minimum of 5 sentences. Okay? So this is your first paragraph. Okay? Okay. And period. So after that, we need to go to, so after the first paragraph, press enter again 2 times, 1, 2. Then after that, indent. Now we begin the body part of your essay. So in the body, the body includes minimum of 3 paragraphs. So my minimum of 3 paragraphs, this corresponds to the 3 best arguments that you have. So each argument should be supported by 1 paragraph of your body. Okay? So each paragraph corresponds to one of your best arguments. And you have 3, so you have minimum of 3 paragraphs. And after that, again, I remember every paragraph should be indented. Remember, the intention of the body is to support the 3 best arguments, and it should be, the authors should be properly cited. So example, this is your um this is your second paragraph, third paragraph, and fourth paragraph. Okay? So after you are done with the fourth paragraph, we will go into the conclusion. Again, you should indent the paragraph. So the conclusion's purpose is to restate the thesis statement and highlight your best arguments. Okay? So example, you are done. So you're done. So this will be the format of your essay. Okay? Another reminder, once you are finished typing, okay, uh, make the title bold. So Control B so that it will be thicker. And do not put any quotation mark on the title. Okay? Do not put any quotation mark. It should not be with a quotation mark. And after that, highlight the content of your essay, and then we go to line and paragraph spacing, and then after that, click 2.0. This it should be double spaced, okay, so that it will be easier to read. So once you are done with your essay, sorry, I forgotten to change the font size. Remember again, grade 10, the font size is 12. Okay? So after you are done with your essay, you should pass it on PDF form. Okay? No other form but PDF. So how do we save this as PDF? So click file and then go to save as, and then example, I will save it to my desktop. Okay? So the file name grade 10 will be example, sir, all caps, okay? All caps. The file name should be your last name underscore your first name and then underscore your section 10 dash D. All caps, okay? And then after that, you can see here, this will dictate the type of the document that you will have. Click it and then click PDF. So why do I prefer PDF? So that it cannot be changed anymore. So what you have passed to me is already final. Okay, sorry. So I will save this again. Okay, again all caps, last name, first name underscore section, and then save as PDF. Okay, so I will save this to my desktop. Save. Okay, so it will look like this. So once you are done with the PDF, you need to pass it to me. I will provide you a Google form where you can pass your work, and I will upload it on your Google Classroom. So since we don't have any classes, I want to remind you, this will be our pointers. So the first one is Trojan War, parts 3 and 4. Number 2 is context clue, different types of claims, in-text citation, and the persuasive essay. Okay? So that's it. Grade 10. Wait for my Google form where you can pass your work and have a great sorry. Let's go with the deadline. So I have uploaded this instruction September 28. Your exam will be 7, 8, 9. Okay? You need to pass it on 9. Okay? 9. Again, the deadline is on October 9. But if you can do it earlier, much better. Okay? So thank you, grade 10. Have a great day ahead.